Wakuu Leo nimeamua niwalete special guest. Kwa nini? Kuna story moja nataka niwape before hata ni introduce my guest. Juu kuna Mkenya nilipata huku kwa mchanga akipigwa na Wahindi. Nikasema sasa imefikia mahali watu wajikubali. Huyu Mkenya amekuwa hapa for the long time, amekuwa kikunywa kwa kampuni ikamfuta. Lakini sasa akakataa kuenda nyumbani. Huyo jamaa amepigwa, ajikubali. Saa zingine ukifail jikubali. Nimemuongelesha na nimepata Wakenya wengi sana. They are suffering here. Anyway, Fatma, how are you?
I'm good.
Nimeanza na Mshene, karibu. Najua nimepata Wakenya wengi sana, they don't accept what's happening. Wengine wanatoka nyumbani na high expectation. Wanagoja kazi kubwa, sijui wakuja wapate pesa mingi. Ndio hiyo sasa nataka tuongelelee. Nakubali wewe ni mtu amesomea that profession.
Yeah, unajua this is sad, like sisi wengi tukija hapa tunakuwa na expectations of changing our lives.
Yeah.
Tunataka kubadilisha maisha, we want to grow, we are expecting to find jobs. And then unfortunately, unfortunately we don't get what we expect. So what I'll say first is you start coming here as a starting stone. You're starting somewhere. So kitu yote ambayo utapata ambayo inakukaribisha hapa Dubai, start with it. I think most of us tulianzia hapo. Anzia na kitu ambacho
mimi nilianza na 800.
Same. Unaanza na hiyo 800 alafu unapanda pole. That's one thing. And then the second thing, I think, life perception of life. So when I talk about mindset is always how you perceive your life, yeah? So if you change your perception about nimetoka kwa shida, ninakuja pale kuna raha, and I'm going to make this 1 2 3. First of all, change that perception of kuwa na high expectations and understand that you are starting somewhere and you have to take your responsibility as wewe, and don't expect what vile watu wana expect nyumbani is what you're going to do here.
Sure.
That's one thing. And the second thing, tuko na ile idea of trying to impress people. I want to
furahisha watu.
So we want to change people's perception about us. The thing is, in life you cannot control how people see you. You just have to be in control of who you are.
Well,
take responsibility of who you are.
Jikubali,
accept yourself. So if umekuja hapo umefind watu walikuwa wamepatia big expectations and you didn't get the office job, then do what you have. If you really don't want to go home, lower your expectations. Start somewhere. So I have a friend, let me just give you an example.
Okay.
I have a friend of mine, she's from South Africa. She was a teacher in South Africa and she came to Dubai to look for a job. Unfortunately, when she came to Dubai, she could not get a teaching job. So she started working in Al Wadi as a lifeguard.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, she started working as a lifeguard. So she's now working as a senior manager in a company where she's earning, I don't want to say it, but she's earning a lot of money. But see, she lowered her expectations, knowing that she knows what she wants.
Yeah.
She had a vision for herself. Like she wanted to travel, she wanted to come and change her life. So being a lifeguard didn't deter her from saying, I can learn more.
Sure.
So she's learned a lot of things. She went from being a lifeguard, working at Canary Beach hotel, to learning and going to trainings, to working in an office. Now she's doing a big thing and like events and all things for the company.
Wow.
So you've got to have that vision of who you want to become, first of all. Because tukija hapa sisi tunakuja na vision. I want to go and help people home. Nataka mtume pesa nyumbani. I want to build house and all of those things. But then your vision is not only about people back home. Yeah. Your vision should be yours.
No, si watu wengi wanataka kuchange maisha yao nyumbani. Wanajisahau. I have done that also.
I was there. Like, I know, Yani, I was there. Like a vision of where you want to see yourself in the next 10 years. So it took me 7 years to realize I'm living other people's dreams. I'm serving people back home.
Not yourself.
I'm trying to impress people. I want to buy this phone. I want to go home looking like this.
Nataka kujenga.
But is kujenga the one thing that is important to you? What is really important to your life? What is your dream? So live that dream. And you have to, if you want to change, this is what I'm telling people, you have to invest in yourself. Because most of us want people to invest. You don't want to invest in yourself, you're investing in other people.
Familia nyumbani.
And then, when we talk about acceptance, so I'll tell you this. One of the biggest things in life is taking responsibilities. Now, things didn't work the way I wanted. That doesn't mean it's a failure. Umekuja Dubai, you didn't get a job.
Yeah.
Maybe you paid for a visa and you've been here for 1 year and you're not going anywhere. It's always to take that lesson and say, I'm going back home. Let me go back home. Let me start afresh.
Yeah.
And from what I've learned, if I really want to come to Dubai, next time I'll come smarter and with better experience, and I'll know what I want. But if you're sticking here and you're not doing anything, and then you get these people, the friends who can buy you a beer, the friends who can take you out, but they cannot support you to
but
grow.
they cannot tell you there is a job somewhere.
There's a job somewhere. What's the use?
Na hiyo ndio kitu ime affect Wakenya wengi sana. Unapata Wakenya wako in a depression saa hii. Unajua jamaa mwingine aliniambia depression is real. Na ina affect Wakenya sana. Unapata Wakenya amekuja kutafuta job. Ako anapopata mabesti ndio hao Mkenya anaweza kukunulia pombe ulewe lakini hawezi kukusaidia na food. Unaona? Lakini kuna kaform sijui ka wapi weekend anabai hata mizinga 10 lakini hawezi kukusaidia. Wengi sana wako hivyo. Unapata wewe unalewa huko kazi, sasa unapatwa na depression. Wakianza kukutoka wameona sasa umeanza to give up.
Okay. So depression is real. And it's so sad when unasikia mtu akisema sisi Africa we don't have such things. These are vitu za wazungu. There is nothing that we don't have.
Sure.
Because depression comes when you are living a life or you're seeing things that are not making you happy.
Yeah.
You're going through stress about life. You're going through stress about things. And depression can only change when you change.
Sure.
Some need medical attention where they're going from clinical depression where they need help, and sometimes you just need to change the way you live your life. So I need to understand what is creating my depression. If it's the environment, for example, if I put myself in a watching about they're earning more than me, and I want to live the life that they want to live, I'm gonna try and do things that are not my class, and I'm gonna feel depressed. You end up looking for drinking. So if you're drinking, what is the reason for you to drink? Because sometimes people kill their pain by drinking, which is wrong. So when you're talking about acceptance, it's you going back and saying, I'm imperfect, I know I have things that are not good in my life, but I need to accept who I am, and I need to learn from my mistakes, and I need to change. So a lot of people don't go through that process of going back to yourself.
They don't care.
They don't go and understand that nobody can actually can change your life. You are in control of your life. You can always change your life if you want to. So for example, I worked here for, let's say, 7 years.
Okay.
And for the 7 years, I was trying to do a lot of businesses. We've talked about this. A lot of businesses, and I failed so much, and it reached a point where
failure is not something watu wajafail. Kama umefail mara moja, si ati inamaanisha utaishi kufail in your life. We have failed.
People fail 10 times.
Yeah.
So I failed for the last 7 years I was in Dubai.
7 years.
And I used to go back home and I used to see people wanafanya biashara. I used to see people doing things, and I'm going like, I left all the way to Kenya and to Dubai for opportunities. Why am I not seeing the opportunities? Why am I not changing my life? But it was not because there was no opportunities. It was me. I never had a vision of who I wanted to be.
Okay.
I never understood what is important in my life. I never take responsibility. So taking responsibility to saying, I have failed, yes, but what was my mistake? What is the lesson that I've learned? What can I do that I can change? Who do I want in my life that is important? So when we talk about friends, so we say that you're the average of the 5 people who surround you. So if you surround yourself with people who are drinking and have no vision, and tell me you came to Dubai and you want to build yourself, you're going to be like that.
Yeah.
So you have to put yourself in a surrounding where people push you to want to be better than what you are. And I think that's what changed my life. I decided to go to
friends.
Not even friends, putting yourself in a community where people think beyond what you're thinking. So if they're making $1 million, what makes them make $1 million? And sometimes you putting yourself in that category of people makes you feel like I want to be an overachiever. You don't go there with expectations. You go there with learnings. What I learned is I connect with a lot of people who are doing different kind of things and learn from them. That's one. 2, we have social media. And I'm always telling people, we have a phone, we have YouTube, we have Instagram, we have a lot of things that we go through, yeah? But most of us waste time to just look at things that are not important. So I was talking to you about budgeting. I said the one thing that I suffered from was me learning how to budget, the connection with me and money.
And it's not only you. Watu wengi sana hawajui kubudget pesa.
So for the last, the 7 years that I'm talking about, I never knew how to budget money.
Wow.
So I was like, what is happening? Why can't I keep? Why can't I save? So I went to a free online webinar on YouTube, and I learned how to find free apps that can help me to know how to budget. And I started reading books about money. And I started reading books about how to make money. And I started reading books how to connect with money. So my whole concept, my perception, there I come again, my perception about money changed. So it was not like it's hard for me to save money. It was like, how am I going to invest my money so that it can give me something better?
Sure.
So we all save, and I know there's a lot of people who are saving for the future, and I'm saving for the next business that is going to be good. What if that next business doesn't come? So there's no next, there's now. Any decision you make now, then I'm coming to talk about decision now. Life is all about decisions.
Decision making.
If you don't make the right decision, you'll get the bad results. So every decision you make has a consequence, yeah? So when you make a bad decision, you always go back and say, mimi nilikuwa mjinga, nilikuja huku Dubai, mtu akanidanganya, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. But what do you do about it? What is it that you do about it?
Unaendelea tu kufanya hiyo upuzi.
Yeah, what do you do about it? Because in the end of the day, you make the decision, you get the results, and you get to pay for the price, yeah? So let's say, for example, if for the last 7 years I made the wrong decisions and I stuck with the same decisions, I'll be the same person.
You'll be the same person.
What changed is I made a decision to be a better person. I made a decision to find the right people in my life. I made a decision to learn things that are challenging. In other words, I came out of my comfort zone. Like I stopped wanting to be the same person with the same people doing the same things. So that is it. So if you're here and it didn't work for you in Dubai, then this is why we say you set goals in your life, but goals are not a guarantee that things are going to happen. It's to give you a direction of where you want to go. And if they don't work, you change. Like life is a process, and in that process you have to divert. So one thing doesn't work, I'll try another thing.
You try another.
This one doesn't work, I'll try another thing. And this one doesn't work until I find something that works for me. It's the same thing. I tried so many businesses, they failed until I found something that I'm connected with, something that I'm loving, something that I enjoy to do, something that I can give my whole time to for me to work on it. It's the same.
Now watu wanaona someone is doing this, Fatma anafanya hii biashara and it's doing good, so I can do also that thing. Unaona? Mkuu anafanya hii kazi, kwa nini na mimi nisiende nifanye hiyo kazi? I think watu unafaa kufanya kitu wenye unataka wewe unasikia kwa roho yako.
Yeah, that's true. You have to love to do something that you love, especially when it comes to business. When you start a business, don't go to any business ambayo you feel like somebody made money and I'm going to make money. Go to things that I have knowledge, I have skills about it, I am passionate about it, that I can give my time to it. But the one thing I always tell people, when you see somebody sitting on a throne or somebody is telling you I've made $1 million or I'm making this money, remember this is a process. So don't think about what he's made or what that person has put in there. Go learn the process that took him there. Because that's the only thing that is going to help you build your own process.
That process.
The journey, life is a journey, life is a process. It's a process of disappointment, it's a process of success, it's a process of learning, it's a process of crying and standing up. So you go through that process. And then that process is what we call failure. You fail, you stand up again, you learn from your failure, and you take those learnings and it keeps you going. A lot of us don't learn from the failures. And then when we talk about acceptance, it's saying, because a lot of people give up. So when you say people go from depression and they start drinking, it's the idea, I came to Dubai and things didn't work. What am I going to tell people back home? And then you start giving up. I always say it's better to fail than to regret.
So it's better you go back home.
Go home.
You start afresh.
Everybody who has failed has to start afresh. Like you look at people like Billy Gates. Go read about Billy Gates' journey. See how many times he failed and how many times he stayed in somebody's bed and somebody's chair until he reached where he is right now. You look at, also, if you've read the book Harry Potter, for example, people have watched Harry Potter, but she was rejected like 12 times before somebody accepted her. So you've got to go back. That rejection, that failure, if you didn't work in Dubai, it doesn't mean that's the end of it. If I can go home, there's maybe another opportunity that is better than Dubai. You just have to create those opportunities. You just have to put yourself out there. Fail, but don't give up, and don't go into something that is going to make you lose your life and then regret. It's better you fail than regret.
Sure.
So we have to learn how to take ownership. When we talk about ownership, it's like going back and asking yourself, what did I do wrong? How can I improve myself? What exactly do I want in my life? For me, I always tell people, one of the things is if you don't have a vision for yourself, because most of us have false visions.
Yeah.
We work for the vision of a company, and when I don't have the job, I don't know where to take myself.
Sure.
So if you're working in a company, what is your vision you're having for yourself? Even if I'm not working in that company, I'm going to work with my dream. You always have a dream. If I don't have a job, fine, I don't have a job. I need to have a place where I can start. The little that I have, I'm building that vision for the next 5 years.
Sure.
So everybody who has made it has had a vision. And they have seen themselves to be something before that journey. Yeah? So if you're here and you're not having a job, don't force yourself.
Sure.
Or if you didn't get the job that you want, put yourself in something that can put you on, a pedestal. At least you're somewhere where you're standing. Then start growing. Allowing yourself to grow. Don't be ashamed. And nobody cares about you. I think most of us suffer from that. We want to impress people.
Yeah, I am doing this. I'm working in the office. I'm doing this. That's your personal life.
Yeah.
Mimi nasemanga hata nipewe sahi kifagio niambiwe mkuu fagia hapa leo. Hey, na sina mahali nyingine na nini. Hai.
But this is the thing. The only thing that is pushing you is because you want to achieve something in your life.
Yeah.
And nikishika hiyo kifagio nikifagia, it's going to give me at least something.
At the end of the day,
It's going to give me something, Little nitapeleka nyumbani and little I can keep for myself.
Yeah.
Most of us don't know how to save. And saving doesn't mean I have to put millions.
Yeah.
You can put little money and start doing small things that you like.
Yeah, true.
People are doing stock marketing. Learn about stock marketing. See what people are doing in stock marketing. A small business. There's things like Coursera. For example, you say, I don't have time to go to college, or I don't have time to pay for a course. But there are free courses online.
Online, yeah.
Do it.
Kenyans,
how
they
you
don't
open your mind. Like if you want to change, you have to change the way you think, especially the habits. What are the things that I'm doing that are helping me to be a better person every day?
Yeah.
If you read a book, most of the things I'll tell you, I learn most of the things because I read. I read a lot, yeah? And whenever I read a book, it allows me to think of something else. And I allow myself to read books that empower me. Okay, there was a time in the 7 years that I'm talking about, I was reading novels. So I was a fan of novels and I had boxes and boxes of them. But they were not helping me to grow my mind. So I shifted because I saw another side of, okay, I need to learn to be a better person. So I started reading self-help books. There are thousands of them out there.
So they will help you.
A lot.
So, and they say...
For example, I'm talking about investments. So let me give an example. I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I started understanding a very simple thing. What is a liability and what is an asset? So we go and buy things and we think, I'm going to buy a house. This really changed my mind. Yeah? I buy a house and I'm going to live in that house. But that house, when you live with it and you don't have an income, it's not an asset, it's a liability. Because it's not giving you any income. But if I'm working here so hard and I build a house that is going to bring me an income, that is an asset. Because it's going to give me an income that I can create another house and another house. Then when I've made myself, I'll make that beautiful house that I want for myself. So it's just thinking out, you don't have these boxes where we are taught to think in a certain way. And the second thing, you've got to believe in yourself. Most of us don't know how to believe. We want people to believe in us. I want you to believe in my dream.
And you yourself, you are not believing in yourself.
So it's how? People will not believe in you until they see this. And this is humans, Until they see the results, they will never believe in your vision.
They will never.
That's it, that's what I learned. Go tell them I want to sell this bag, they'll give you 100 reasons to tell you how it's not going to work.
Sure.
But until you believe in selling this bag and say, I'm going to sell it, I'm going to find the right people, and then you go out of that community of saying it's not going to work, there's no limitations in life. We put the limitations. And the worst, see, one of my mentor said this, he said there's every reason that we have in life, every single reason that we have in life is valid.
Wow.
I don't have money, it's a valid reason. I don't have a job, it's a valid reason. I am coming from a poor family, from a poor family, it's a valid reason. And it's really affecting you. But what you decide to do about it is what matters. You either choose progress and work towards progress and find how to change that valid reason, or you become the same person that valid reason and take it to an emotional challenge where now you start being depressed and getting angry with yourself.
Yeah.
And then you start blaming people. Oh, it's because of the government. Oh, it's because of this. Or because I don't have connection. I don't think the things that you've done here you have any connection.
Nothing.
Especially if you're out of home.
You don't have any connection.
When you come out of home, you know that connection is useless, because when you come here, you either work for yourself to build yourself, or you don't.
Yeah,
that's a choice that you make. I put myself there so that I can be at this level of everybody else, or I will remain and settle for the rest of my life where I want to be because I'm waiting for somebody. So there is no better time to start to change your life. You change your life every single day with the decisions that you make.
Hey, Fatma. Hey, I think I'll look for you for maybe more videos.
Inshallah.
Yeah. You can tell them what you do.
Okay, so actually I'm a women transformational mindset coach. So I work with women, and mostly I work with women in the diaspora who are feeling like they have been working, they're stuck, they want to move on, they don't know how to do. They're settling in what they do. And back home, I work with women who are trying to change their life. You want to start a business, you want to grow yourself, a journey of personal development, because that's what helped me change my life. I went on that journey, and I try to empower as many people as I can. And I don't like to motivate, because I don't believe in motivation. I believe in inspiring. So we try and inspire as many people as we can.
That's good. Thank you so much. Acha tusaidie watu wenye wako wajiamini, unaona uwezi make it, you can make it. Ni wewe tu mwenyewe utoke nje useme in a positive vibe, useme hapa sasa wacha nitoke, I move, I want to change my life. It's only you can change your life.
Let me tell you something about this positive vibe, yeah? You know, when you talk about positive vibe, people think is what you think, which is true. What you think actually affects you. Sure. And it makes you act in certain ways. But positive vibes comes when you do things and they change in your life and you see the results.
Yeah, sure.
So for example, I was a person who I never thought I could speak in front of people. Because I used to feel like I don't have the guts. Okay?
Yeah, the guts.
So we talk about I don't have the confidence. Yeah?
Confidence.
But when I started doing small things, like, okay, I can talk maybe on a video, or I could invite and interview someone, I just found myself changing, because now I could prove to myself that I can do it.
Yeah.
I was not waiting for somebody else to tell me how good I was. Nobody can tell you how good you are if you don't tell yourself how good you are. So you can't acknowledge the small things that are happening in your life.
Sure.
So we talk about gratitude. And a lot of us, we never see the good things that we have around us. Yeah?
Sure.
We see only the pain that is happening around us. If you start seeing the good things that are happening around you, the small things, even that small job, be grateful about it.
Yeah, sure.
Because you came here for a job. Okay, sweep the street. It's better than staying at home without a job.
It's better.
So when I sweep that street, I go like, my vision is to work in a company. I had that degree.
Yeah.
How can I reach there? Connect with the right people, talk with the right people, have the the people who have a mindset to take you there. If you want to grow and you go to people, and again I'll say this, most of us, if you don't have the right people around you, you will never succeed in your life. Because this is the point, you cannot come to me and tell me, I want to have to start a business, and I'm sitting with you, you haven't done a business. You don't know anything about a business. If I want to grow, I've got to find somebody who has done the business.
Sure.
And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk, I'm going to listen.
How did you start?
Learn from them.
Yeah.
Don't go and say, oh, he's lucky. There's nobody who's lucky.
No one.
Learn from the process. Again, I say life is a process. It's a journey. It's your story. You're writing your own story.
Make a sweet story.
Make your own story. Each chapter. So you see, the chapter, you choose the people who are in the story. You choose the scenery. You choose the place. And sometimes it's going to be good. Sometimes it's going to be bad. But you decide. You decide how you want to make that story.
So life ni yako mkuu. Badilisha maisha yako. Much love and God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you too.